to JermaineAuNatural. I am Jermaine Ryan. And we're moving into a new era, both figuratively and literally. So first, as you can see, the snowflowers have gone. We are in a new season. It is May, which is my birthday month. And we're here in spring, new beginnings, new beginnings. That being the case, as you peeped the title, Mielle Organics, entering their global era. So, y'all know I started off my journey with Mielle Organics. It was right there in the beginning. The pomegranate line to date, is my favorite. Bae. Remember that any videos that pop up above will always be linked down below in the description box and sometimes in the end cards for you to check out after this one. So, listen, Mielle Organics is entering into a new era. If you have been on the internet and looked up anything that had to do with Mielle Organics, then you will definitely see the rise of rosemary oil. If I had $1, every time I saw rosemary oil, I'd have several dollars. It's nuts. So, how did we get here? No one gets here without there being a workup. Sometimes things just happen, but stuff sometimes happens and then boom, you're in a new place. So let's take it back. It is a nice, regular, pandemic-free 2018. Everybody outside, and we are now entering into, boom, their rosemary mint strengthening line. Everybody was jumping in. So I got at the time, they didn't have the full line at the time. I don't think it had stylers initially when it first dropped. Personally, I liked the mask. The mask was really, really good. I did a whole challenge with it, with my deep conditioners, and the Mielle got pretty far in that challenge compared to a few others. Beep. So then comes the rice water collection. One person in particular got on the internet. Okay, so I'm gonna preface this with saying this. This is what I think. I think that when people talk about the rice water collection, Mielle Organics and Linda Lynn, dun dun dun. I wonder if they watch the team, if their team watches those videos or hears that, and it feels comparable to, not like it. You know how when people talk about Chris Brown and they talk about Rihanna and that whole thing. I wonder if those two things feel like that for them, different in entirety. So we're in May at this point. It's 2020. Everybody is freshly in the house. Linda Lynn does a review. She said some things that, as a business owner, I would have found it disrespectful. She said that it was a cash grab.
Maybe if you had business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run business, but you don't.
If I'm a creator of any sort and I create something and I do it with the intentions of being on brand, being online with my other things, and being something for the community, something that I think is going to help, something that I think is a great product, and someone diminishes it and who I am and my reputation, I would feel disrespected.
Don't do this to me.
That's my opinion on that. People can have their opinion. Everyone's not going to like everything. But what happens is that when you say things like that and then you address the person directly by first name, and then you say, meet me in the comments, girl. When you do that, sometimes you get what you ask for. Per what I read, it is that, it was a teaching moment. Nope, you're using it wrong. You should have did this. You should have did that. That's literally what happened. People felt how they felt about that, which I can't believe she's so unprofessional. She shouldn't have said anything. She should have said thanks for the feedback. No. 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 You don't get to attack my integrity and character, and I just have to take it and smile and say thanks for the feedback. No. We're talking about a woman from Chicago. Now, some of y'all may not know folks from Chicago. Most of my family is from there, like 80%. That would never, like you could never. Chicago folks don't work like that. It was corrective. You didn't use it right. Nope, you didn't do this right. You didn't do that right. Next time, do this. It was corrective. The whole thing passes. People felt how they felt. Whatever. So then, another video pops up from Lynn, and she's like, hey, I got this phone call. I believe it was her husband. The person used a different name. So that happened. From that point, people were like, deuces. So, me being a natural inquisitive person and just, I just like to sometimes see how things play out. That's just how I am. So I kept an eye to see like, okay, well, is this going to make an impact on Mielle? And I personally did notice after that particularly on their Instagram, there was a dip in the likes and a dip in the comments. So we're still in 2020, we're still in the middle. Then I notice Toya pops up on Mielle's page. And I'm like, and if you all don't know what Toya, because I know there's Toyas and Latoyas all over the place. So Toya, she was with Lil Wayne, mother of Reginae. She was on a reality show too. I can't remember which one, but she popped up. And I was like, oh, okay, this is cute. A little bit later in 2020, Latoya Luckett pops up. And I'm like, oh, we doing celebrities now? Is what's happening? In my mind, I'm like, okay, so to kind of build us back up, let's, get some people that have big reach to, be here. That's how I saw it. That's just what I noticed was happening. So then we come to the end of 2020 and boom, top of the new year, Megan Thee Stallion is announced as the brand ambassador of Mielle Organics. And we love a Megan Thee Stallion. Now, what also happened at the top of 2021, an investor stepped in to Mielle Organics and they entered a partnership and they bought some shares of Mielle Organics. Now, Mielle Organics still had the dominant amount of the shares. That's what I read. Oh, I have some articles linked down below too. So if you want to read anything that I'm going to talk about, they'll be down below as well. But that's what I read. Berkshire and them, they don't know less. Not for what I read. Berkshire and them, they don't invest no less than $100 million. $100 million is their starting point of investment. $100 million. Now, it doesn't say how much they invested into Mielle. That's just the article that I read that said that they do no less. We're showing up and we're serious. So they had bought some shares, but they were in the minor. Mielle, Monique, husband, they were the majority owner in the company. So, money. We started seeing a little bit more of Megan. We got a couple of new lines. And then we also saw the Mielle collaboration with Keisha Knight Pulliman. So,
She the real rich.
Money. That's part of the growth. So now we're rolling right on into 2022. We're starting to get outside a little bit. We're still seeing the growth. We're still seeing the expansion of the brand. And then, so end of 2022, we have TikTok. I guess this video could be for those that are later don't know, from my perspective, real full details of stuff that was going on. Like details of what was happening with the correct time frames. Alex from TikTok gets on, end of the year, favorite things, the Rosemary Mint hair oil was there. Next thing you know, it is sold out everywhere. And now we enter the rise of rosemary oil. It becomes the bee's knees, the end all, that be all, the beginning and the end. The cats. Wow. Yeah, listen, it's the miracle worker. It is touched by an angel. It is It's, it's the bread and butter of everybody's everything. It is the reason why people went from 1 inch to 17 in a matter of 3 weeks. Like,
It's everything.
it's been a while since I think we've seen a product of all products. The one product to rule them all. There are references happening here. You have to let me know. If you catch any, just put it down in the comment. Just the title, the name of what it is. So, the one product to rule them all was the Rosemary Mint Oil. It becomes controversy. You have all the naturals and the black girls like, you all are selfish and jealous and blah, 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 and you shouldn't be using our things. You all have all of these things, and why are you into our things? And as far as from what I saw, a good chunk of the straight hair girls were like, so let me show you how I use it on a regular basis. Dust. Then, of course, you have some folks that were like, yeah, we shouldn't be doing this. This isn't really for us. The girls were complaining about it being sold out. It's been around for 4 years. Why haven't y'all been the ones selling out? That was my question. It's been here for 4 years.
What was the reason?
What have you been doing? Why did it take someone else to make you now care and have an interest in it? You should have been on it. The girls been using it. The naturals have been using it and swearing by it. That's the real kicker. So it's this whole thing, right? We're now into 2023. So then we get news. Guess what? Mielle Organics has been acquired by P&G. So now we're entering our global era. They are ready to take the world by storm. And now listen, in the US, they're already everywhere. Like, you can't go into any place that sells hair products and Mielle not be there in some type of way. So like, they're already national. So now they about to be global. Don't move too much. I've got notes in the phone on my lap. Global. That's the plan. And here we are, the era of global domination. What are we gonna do together? Wait. What are we doing today, Pinky? The same thing we do every day. Let's break it down. Let's get into all of the stuff that's been said. Let's get into, and then we'll talk about the rise of Rosemary and close out the video. So, everyone has opinions. People have been saying stuff literally since January. So let's go into, another black company sold out. Shea Moisture, Carol's Daughter, The Main Choice, whatever. Sold out, right? I watched a video from Cami J, official, and she made a lot of really good points in that video. The thing that stood out to me is she said that I thought the idea was to get to the bag. This is the bag. So where are y'all mad? And I was like, that's the bag. The people that are upset don't realize is that when you are a business owner, your goal is to, number one, provide a service, and it is also to grow your business. With growing your business, that takes money, it takes research, it takes product, it takes marketing. Like, every business owner talks about how much it takes to put into a business. I know people like to forget that because it's convenient for them to just complain and ignore the things that actually happen, but we're not going to do that this time.
So don't even act like you know what I'm talking.
The bag is happening, right? We had a bag in 2021, but we've got the bag in 2023.
Very rich, bitch.
Because here's the thing. Berkshire and them, yeah, PG&E took P&G, like, so we're stepping in some real high cotton at this point in time. Maybe that's not the best reference to use. The tax bracket went up. I read an article because I looked this up. I knew that there weren't any black-owned conglomerates in the beauty market. I knew this, but I'm like, okay, well, where do we lead? What do we have? What do we have in real estate? Oh, it's like food or distribution or something like that. So if you are a Black-owned company that is in the beauty industry, and your plan is to do something more than outside of the US, the companies that have that reach, they're not Black-owned. So you have the decision. Keep it cute. Be, in all of the CVS's and the Sally's and the Rite Aids and the Walgreens, and you can keep it cute. Like, clearly they were doing well with what they were. A lot of companies that we like and support that are Black-owned are doing really, really well. If your goal is to do more, you've got like three choices. And they aren't Black-owned companies. Some people enjoy being SoundCloud rappers. Some people like being a local artist and do well. It's just a goal preference. It's just really a goal preference on what you're trying to do with your business. They wanted more, and they got more.
Period.
So did they sell out? No, they made a business move that was smart for their company. Now, this ties into another video that I watched, which was Sheree Del Sol's. Again, great points that she made in her video. But there was one thing that she said that I was like,
I know about that. You don't know about that, but I know.
She made a point of saying that, because a part of her, she tied in capitalism into her video. It is what it is. Capitalism will always exist unless there is a global disaster, and I don't mean a pandemic, I mean something that like wipes out half of the people on Earth. Or, no, that's it. That's the one. Something would have to knock out half of the people on Earth, and that would include the governments. Like, I'm thinking like a 2012 or A Day After Tomorrow type of scenario. The movies, like something like that for capitalism to be dismantled. The absolute only way, especially in the US. And in that video, she's like, yeah, we don't need Black billionaires. They're unnecessary. They actually are necessary. This point is, it kind of goes into two things here. Number one, those Black billionaires are the ones that are actually giving back to the community. Without someone telling them to do it, they're actually doing it themselves. They go back to their hometowns, their home states, and they invest in those places. They do a lot of things for their communities and the places that they come from overall. And then you do see it with the people that they bring along with them in whatever industry that they're in. You see the folks that come up with them that we're trying to make it. So we do need them because they are, in part, some of the folks that do feed our community. They are the ones that, without thought, give back. Which ties into the other point that people were like, oh yeah, well, Mielle Organics has never been for the community. So, okay. I might be wrong, but I thought that they had a 100K giveaway to Black-owned businesses.
And
I also recall them giving away 100K in scholarships.
Oh.
Community, right? HBCUs at that, very specifically. Community, right? They also had this free entrepreneurial, they paid for it, this free entrepreneurial program for people that were smaller business owners that needed to learn about business, that needed connections, that needed to network. They paid for it, right? They did. Community, right? That side of the neck talking is just,
I don't like that.
If you're gonna speak truth. If you don't know, it's fine. Ignorance is bliss. Be in it, but don't just say stuff just to say stuff. I don't like that. I know they have a thing that's happening with their reinvestment in Chicago. I'm very interested to see what they do with that. I think it'll be really cool, if they revamped neighborhoods. That's just what I think would be cool. But they have this whole money thing that's made for that. And also the thing with Keisha Knight Pulliman, yeah, that was also scholarships. That might have been the same thing as the 100K scholarships. I know it involved 60 students and some money for their education. Now, I was on the TikToks. I saw a video, a young girl, and her name was Momo, and she was talking about the whole Linda Lynn thing. And I thought I was about to watch her full video, and guess who popped up? Guess what it said? I didn't notice it said Stitch. Guess who stitched themselves into this video? Kimberly Sherrill. So she was, got up in her little chair and she had her braids going and she's like, oh yeah, she ain't never been for the community. And so she was talking about how, when she first started out and how when Monique first started out, she was one of her models and thought they were going to grow together. And she was like, for all of the times that I worked with her, she ain't never paid me more than $2,000.
Girl, what?
And I was like, let me go back to make sure I heard what I thought I heard. And I went back and she said it again. And I'm like, wait, so you got paid $2,000 for all the times, which to me equates to more than once. That sounds like more than twice. All the times that you worked with her, you didn't get paid more than $2,000 a pop for what? 13 minutes? $2,000 a pop? That's what being slighted is?
Okay.
Now listen, I understand if, we all should know our worth. But at the same time, if we know our worth, then you negotiate your worth. So if you agree to a price and they pay it.
Where's the problem?
I didn't get that. That kind of blew me. That blew me. And then was like, and it was a slap in the face when she turned around and worked with Meg Thee Stallion.
What?
What? Wow. I clearly must be out of the loop. I didn't know that was the comparison. I didn't know that. I didn't know that they were on that same type of level for that to be the next sentence I heard. Me even saying it back, I'm just like...
I'm stunned. I'm just stunned.
I don't follow her, so, clearly that's where she's at. She's... How dare? How dare they? And she is who she is. How dare you? Anyway, the thought of that stuns me and tickles me at the same time. I digress. All I'm saying is that based off of their actions, the amount of things that they've done, the amount of money that they've given away for people in the Black community and their education, both students and entrepreneurs. Oh, and they also have a thing for nurses too, which is really cute because, she used to be a nurse. For all of the things that they have done, that Mielle Organics has done, that Monique has done, what else do you want? What else do you want as far as giving back to the community? People may have their stories. There's always two sides to it. I'm just saying. So I'm, really quickly then, and kind of going back to, the folks on TikTok being mad and some of the folks on YouTube, just the internet, they was mad because they're like, because, all of the rosemary mint oil was going. It's so hard as someone with curly hair and natural hair to already find products. Our products are so limited. Just say you only go to Target to get your products. And if they don't have it, you don't know or go anyplace else. Just talking, just saying anything just to say anything. Because of all of this, Rosemary has entered the game. I cannot get on social media without running at least 3 to 4 rosemary oil. So everyone's making their own rosemary oil. We all now have the power to take it to our own control now. Even though rosemary oil has, number one, been around for centuries. It dates back to Native Americans, the ancient, old Latin America. It goes back to old Asian. It's been used for forever because most herbs or herbs, they have all of these great properties and minerals and vitamins to them. So number one, it's not new. It never has been new. Number two, as far as when it comes to oils and people with straight hair using them, they have always done scalp massages and like hot oil treatments on their hair before they wash it. It's not a new thing. Y'all just didn't know. Years, okay? It is the time of Rosemary. She's in everybody's mouth. She's in everybody's cabinets. She's in everybody's blend. She's in everybody's oil mixes. Everyone has these recipes. Like, Rosemary is the girl of 2023. And from how she's doing better than cloves did. Last year, everybody was doing cloves rinses, and it was kind of, you know, cloves had a little bit of momentum, but they ain't doing Rosemary numbers. Listen, I done seen all of the Rosemary combinations you could think of. I don't know the guy's name. He's a white guy, and he has like this really long, pretty hair. And he like did this like rose tea icicle thing. Rosemary is that girl. No one's touching her. I'm interested to see if she's going to last the whole year, or are we going to have a new trend? Have we done anything with thyme yet? Has sage made a real splash? We did onion juice. I saw like something like it was a potato thing. Yeah, I think I think as the natural hair community, we're entering our herb season. A season of herbs. Yeah, I'm interested to see if Rosemary is still as popular come the end of the year. It's May. It's gonna be interesting to see if it is, or if, you know, another herb arises. The new herb. Rosemary's gonna be the old supreme, and the new herb is gonna be the new supreme, taking all of her luster and glory. I just wanted to kind of come on and give a complete full breakdown. You know, I know the chunk of things happened in January when everything was kind of going on between, you know, the TikTok thing, and then with the announcement of, you know, them being, of Mielle being with P&G now. This is my late video. This is the video you actually really should watch to give you a full and complete timeline of how everything happened and how we are where we are now. And honestly, I'm really excited to see what the future holds. Now, you know, I know folks are scared of like the formula change. I don't think that's going to happen. Number one, it would have to be extensively drastic for them to change it for their products. Now, what did cross my mind, and I was like, well, ooh, if they are going global and they're expanding, I would be interested to see if they came out with a very specific line for people with straight oily hair. That I wouldn't be surprised about if it happened. You know, the core is always going to be us and our hair, but that's the most that I think that would happen as far as change for Mielle. Complete breakdown of how we are now entering the global era of Mielle Organics and the rise of Rosemary. So, I don't know. If you want to say something, you can leave a comment down below. Give me thoughts. Shout out to Mielle for achieving goals that y'all wanted to achieve. Taking over the globe. Shout out to I don't knock black women for getting the bag. I don't knock black businesses for doing what they need to do. I just hope that one day we can get to a point where we have black-owned conglomerates in the beauty sector that can pick up our black-owned brands and help them be all that they want to be. That's what I'm hoping will happen for us. Like this video, press the subscribe button. Feel free to share it out, as I'm accurate. I'm accurate. And I'm fair. Share it out. Punch the notification bell so that you can stay abreast of when I post my videos. And again, thank you for tuning in to JermaineAuNatural. I'll see you in the next one.